Welcome back to Billboard Gets Rocked. I'm bringing this series back as a quarterly series. This way it'll be every 3 months and gives me more of a chance to talk about new music as it comes out, instead of the same songs over and over again. This video covering the songs that ended in the week of March 30th, 2019. Welcome back. For all of you that asked for me to bring this series back, here's hoping you continue to enjoy it. Please like and comment what your favorite song on the list is and help get the algorithm growing on this video, as every music reviewer got hit really hard in this big blast of YouTube copyright bots. Anyway, no more real explanation needed, except that I'm not going to be doing predictions anymore. I'm leaving that to the past as I'm doing this for every 3 months, and that's a little bit hard to call things out. So, let's get looking at the top 10 songs on Billboard's mainstream rock chart. Number 10. This song was covered last year before I took Billboard Gets Rocked on hiatus. It's now been on the chart for 35 weeks, as well as hitting number 1. That is impressive longevity for a band who isn't a household name. Sawed-Off Shotgun still get heavy airplay amidst all the new music from big names over the past few months, and it's a testament to people not tuning out for this song. Well over half a year. Even though it's finally dropped to the number 10 spot, it may not be in the top 10 much longer. I can't help but admire these Canadians and their ability to write a rock hit. It's not the first time they've done it either, referring back to the song Heavy from years ago, but Sawed-Off Shotgun further proves they are more than just one song. The music is infectious, the lyrics are catchy, it's not overly long or repetitive, it does everything right in a short time and is fun to hear. It's the type of music we need to be reminded of that can still exist in a world filled with fake testosterone, bro metal, and angry new emo. I joke around about subgenres in rock and metal sometimes, but the Glorious Sons are just good music. They don't need that many subgenres attached to them. It's not like bro metal or new emo. Also, bro metal and new emo really need to be spread around more as some of the bad music subgenres right now. Number 9. Remember how I said in the first year of Billboard Gets Rocked that there are some bands that Billboard and radio will play no matter what? Well, here's one of them, and there's going to be more bands to talk about later in this video. Tourniquet is the third single to come from Ember, and Breaking Benjamin have set up camp for a long stay on the mainstream rock chart. Tourniquet has been on the chart for 11 weeks, and if things keep going this way, Breaking Benjamin's latest will be a top 10 song for a while. I think the track is fine. It's not bad. It's fine. It's admittedly more of the same from Ben Burnley and company. Guitar riffs, build up in the vocals, it's all there. Hard to argue that you shouldn't reinvent the wheel though when you keep seeing results. Breaking Benjamin is going on a big amphitheater tour this summer with Chevelle and 3 Days Grace, so expect to hear more from Ember on the air and in other areas. You should probably expect to hear Breaking Benjamin in most media formats that play rock anyway, because Ben screaming is a staple of mainstream rock now and forever. Whether you like Breaking Benjamin or not, they are consistent, and that's what mainstream radio really looks for. But for Tourniquet itself, it's fine. It's exactly what you would expect for Breaking Benjamin. I don't think it's going to make people swerve into oncoming traffic. It's not that bad. So, status quo from Breaking Benjamin. What a shock. Number 8. Many people who have SiriusXM have already been made aware of one of Chester's last contributions to rock, but I think finally people are realizing what Lamb of God's Mark Morton is able to create with different musicians. That man has proven he can write a song. His latest solo album, Anesthetic, has a ton of guest vocalists, but let's be honest, Cross Off is the true standout, and Chester steals the show. Maybe it's now nostalgia, which hurts to think about with Chester, or just being sucked into the song through his delivery paired with some heavy, fast riffs, but Cross Off is a banger. It was an unexpected surprise that I hope more people catch on to for the FM and local airplay. Separate Mark from Lamb of God for this one, as I know Lamb of God can put some non-metal lovers a bit off. Morton can write a hook, and his guitar work along with Chester getting faster and more frantic with his delivery as the track goes on is fantastic. Cross Off has been on the chart for 10 weeks and is currently at its peak position. Here's hoping that it continues on that trend. I never really pegged solo projects to do this well, but Mark Morton nailed it here. I mean, he's gonna have a huge year too with Lamb of God coming out with new music as well. So great stuff from him, and rock and metal really needed it, so thank God for Mark Morton. Number 7. During the past few months, this song from California's rival Sons hit #1 and it stayed on the chart for 27 weeks. Do Your Worst has the classic rock vibe that has been slowly creeping its way back into the mainstream rock stations. I like the song. Rival Sons has been around for years and this song has a tried and true sound. It may not win all the kiddos and teeny boppers over, but it still works for mainstream rock. When I made a joke about bro metal and new emo, yeah, that's usually what reigns supreme on the air now. I mean, geez, there's some of that coming up on this chart. So for Rival Sons to come back and chart this high and for this long is refreshing. Anything to help spice up the mainstream list of band names that revolve around Five Finger Death Punch, Godsmack, and now Greta Van Fleet. I don't even love this song, but I wouldn't turn it off if I heard it. My comments about Breaking Benjamin not reinventing the wheel kind of applies here as well, but Rival Sons I feel stand out a bit more because there is plenty of Breaking Benjamin sound-alikes. Standard rock style is becoming rare.
I never would have called Do Your Worst as hitting #1 on this chart by a long shot, but it did, and it stayed for a long time. That's impressive, and you know what? I don't even really care for the song that much, but it's fine. Wow, my standard for mainstream rock songs has really gone downhill.
Number 6. People are really going to start jumping on the Badflower bandwagon after OK I'm Sick was released a few weeks back. I really enjoy the album, and Heroin, the second single to come from this full debut, further pushes the idea that these guys don't like to shy away from heavy topics. There's being subtle and vague about problems, and then there's Badflower who just goes for the throat. Heroin isn't even my favorite song on the album, but I like it quite a bit. The mellow vibe and guitar notes add a tone that you don't hear often in a world full of chug-along strumming. Heroin is at its peak position, which is an odd sentence to hear out of context, but it has been on the chart for 15 weeks. Heroin is not going anywhere, which is also an odd sentence to say. Badflower is going to be hitting the big US festivals this spring. I saw Badflower live 2 years ago, and from what I've heard by people who have seen them on their current tour, they have greatly stepped up their live game. Here's hoping the songs like this come in clear during the performances.
Badflower have had some really good charting success in a short amount of time, and I'm all for it. It's something unique sounding and sincere. It's rare to get those, and this is a young band, so the world's ahead of them. Also, did you enjoy the little bit of variety and different style types in number 6 through 10 on this list? Kiss it goodbye, because we're going to 5 through 1 now.
Number 5. Last year when I reviewed Pop Evil's self-titled album, I called it early that Be Legendary would be a single and chart high. It's spring of 2019 and here we are. I don't have a problem with Pop Evil, but this song is the most stock, basic, repetitive anthem-style track I've heard in a long time. It's exactly what mainstream rock and commercial ads want for something to play in the background. It's not terrible, not by any means, but it's so cliche in the sense of a pump-up anthem that it just becomes noise after a while. Be Legendary. Let's go. We want more. Be Legendary. The song was written to be used by ESPN to have behind the top 10 sports clips. This is the type of song I feel dilutes the rock scene. No variety in the music writing, the lyrics get old really fast, and it's stuff we've heard before. A song built around one lyric hook by a band who has definitely done better in the past. It wears out its welcome after 2 listens, and it's going to be around for a long time.
This is not some big bombastic Queen-style anthem. It's Pop Evil, and this song, Be Legendary, is a glorified high school pep rally song. Which means mainstream and radio are gonna love it. Play it on a loop.
Number 4. Speaking of being around for a long time, Greta Van Fleet is not going anywhere. I've said that for a while now through different videos, and as this past year has come with a new album and Grammy win, it's safe to say they are mainstream's new favorite band. Whether you like them, can't stand them, or think they are Diet Led Zeppelin, Greta Van Fleet is one of the biggest things going today in the rock scene. You're the One reached the #1 spot a few weeks back and has been on the chart for 17 weeks, much of that in the top 10. That makes sense just because of the band name now and their popularity, but the softer hippie drum circle Greta Van Fleet is the style that does not show off the band's talent as much as the 70s Zeppelin-esque throwbacks do. You're the One is okay. It's a nice breezy listen with good guitar strumming. It's fine, but it's also forgettable. This time, instead of ESPN and sports highlight reel clips playing in front of it, You're the One will be played in the background of Hallmark made-for-TV movie ads, and some romantic comedy movies as well. It fits like a glove. As someone who has seen Greta Van Fleet live and knows how talented they are, this does not demonstrate their ability.
I don't have anything against You're the One, I'm just scratching my head wondering why they chose this song as a single from the label and everyone else. there's better on this album, and from Greta Van Fleet in general, so whatever. Throw a little hippie piece in there and everyone's happy, I guess? I don't even know anymore.
Number 3. I talked earlier about how some bands live on this chart. Well, these Canadians can now add another song to their top 10 resume. I don't know who at Billboard drools this much over 3 Days Grace, but wow, it's obsessive. Right Left Wrong from Outsider has now been on the chart for 19 weeks and is at its peak position, which means it could be number 1 in the future. For 3 Days Grace tracks, I think the music is actually solid and has a really good bridge. The chorus is more proof that repetition sells on mainstream. It's a chant in this song with a left-right-left lyrics. I don't hate it, there are good parts in the song, but it could have been so much better if the main lyric hook of Right Left Wrong was a bit brighter and, well, not as lame sounding. 3 Days Grace pretty much lives on the road for touring, and they're continuously making new music, so you can't really say they aren't dedicated to the craft. For all their mainstream success though, I admit I'm surprised that it's this band that has had more number 1s than anyone. All that said, this song isn't terrible.
I know that's not the highest praise, or at least it doesn't sound like it, but this song really is fine. 3 Days Grace really sticks to a format. They adhere to that style, much like Breaking Benjamin. And it's been proven that mainstream will play their music because of that. So, can't argue with success.
Number 2. Further proof that mainstream radio will gravitate towards playing certain bands no matter what. We get a softer, less monster energy-filled ballad from Five Finger Death Punch. Many people have said a lot about this band, including myself, and the image they like to put out. People complain about the same macho bro metal anthems and the endless supply of cover songs. Well, here's something a little different. When the Seasons Change is a former number 1 song and has been on the chart for 25 weeks. An impressive residency considering that other Five Finger Death Punch songs have come and gone through that 25-week span as well. This is a step up for the band. I don't really care for the song to be honest, but at least this song sounds like it came from a good place. It's not a cash-in, it's not a mindless cover, it's not singing about another bro down. It's about personal topics with moments to build up and accompany the mood, as it sounds like Ivan Moody actually cares. Again, this is a step up from what Five Finger Death Punch has been putting out lately.
Do I think When the Seasons Change is great? No. Will I take it from the band at this point? Absolutely. It sounds sincere and like they put some effort into it on multiple levels. It's not the same chug-along verse-chorus-verse with angry lyrics that you hear a bully scream into his own bedroom while punching a wall. Wow, I guess that really does sum up a lot of Five Finger Death Punch fans. That 16-year-old high school bully screaming about how no one understands him and punching drywall over and over again.
Number 1. Coming in on top is the second number 1 song to come from Disturbed's latest album, Evolution. Definitely a few steps away from the intensity and shock that Down with the Sickness had. Disturbed has matured with their writing, and this song is solid proof of that. David Draymond and company have definitely grown over the past few years from the oh-wah-ah-ahs. As of now, A Reason to Fight has been on the chart for 11 weeks, and with it has helped Disturbed gain the title of most consecutive number 1 songs on the Billboard mainstream rock chart. Disturbed has entered tenured status now with their fame, so any new music will always get attention. Lyrically, I think A Reason to Fight is fine, but it's really uninspiring music overall. Basic chords, standard drums and bass, Draymond carrying a lot of the high parts, but even those feel a bit watered down to compare to past works. It's nothing we haven't heard before. And that's what kind of sucks, is that you know they can create something better. And that statement can be said for a few bands and their top 10 songs on this list, unfortunately.
I don't dislike A Reason to Fight, but it just doesn't stir up any emotion out of me. It just exists. And we know Disturbed knows how to pull emotion in their writing. In their lyrics, they know how to do that. David Draymond especially knows how to get people riled up. This song doesn't really do it for me on that sense. And that kind of sucks, because that statement about just emotionless writing that doesn't pull in the listener can be said about a few songs on this list, maybe more than half. I'm holding out hope that in 3 months from now we'll have a whole new list of top 10 songs and they actually spark interest in mainstream rock again. Some variety, some good riffs, great catchy lyrics, just something. I'm also hoping for the new Tool album. So you can see I'm quite delusional in what I expect in life. Come on, Maynard, please.
And that was a rundown of the top 10 songs from Billboard's mainstream rock chart at the end of March 2019. What was your favorite song on the list? Which song could you not stand? Leave a comment and let everyone know. Huge thanks to my patrons for helping to support Rocked, and a special thanks to Brandon Barenfeld. You can contribute at Rocked and get perks like merch, advertisements, and a say in what videos I make. More information in the Patreon YouTube card and link in the description. Please subscribe, it helps a ton to get noticed on YouTube search rankings, and you'll get notified when my next video gets posted. You can check out all my concert photography on Instagram, and you can keep up to date with Rocked on Facebook and Twitter.